Scorpio, this love block is pretty intense. The overall block in this connection, Scorpio, for you and your other person is related to hard work, earning, getting to the bag, staying in a place of wanting to earn. Hard work in the relationship and also hard work to build the relationship and hard work in life. Someone here in this connection, and Scorpio, I feel like it's you. You are really focused on how do I build my skill, build my craft, do what it is that I need to do to change my life financially. I'm definitely talking to Scorpios who are single, and I am talking obviously to Scorpios that are in a relationship. There is some mirroring between yourself and this other person. I'll get to the other person in just a moment in terms of what their love block is, but specifically for those of you Scorpio where you are single, you're going to hear messages that are related to you. The overarching theme for you is that you are tired of going through heartbreak. You are tired of feeling like you're not getting it right in love, and so you have resolved to focus more on your career. Okay, so how this is going to roll in this reading about love block is that there's a placement out here for the connection for those of you who you are with someone. There is a placement that is specifically for you in your life, what is blocking you in love or potentially blocking you in love. And then I have that same thing out here for the person that you are dealing with. So again, the overall vibe, it's related to working hard on the relationship, working hard outside of the relationship. There is another feeling of working hard to protect self in this connection. There was something that happened in the past because you showed up here with the Death card in this connection. So there was something that has happened in the past, possibly in this connection between you and this other person or just in life. And in this connection, there's a bit of residual baggage from that situation. This block of working hard and staying focused without fully addressing matters is what's coming up, because I also have the Moon here to confirm that Death card, and I also have the Three of Swords, and then I also have the moving forward in relationship gradually and slowly. And so this feels like there could have been some type of situation in the past that led to heartbreak, again, single or in this connection, and there has been a lot of work to try to rebuild that, but it does not feel like it has been fully addressed for those of you who are in a connection. Someone is not completely doing their part to clear out the space, to clear the air. It's just, we're just gonna move on, keep working, go back to work, stay in our business plan for those of you who are in business together, and just change. We're just going to change. We're just going to pick up everything and just keep moving forward. Maybe try love differently in this connection. But there is still this lingering feeling of the heartbreak that's having an impact on how this connection is able to move forward. But it's not being addressed with the Moon here, but it's felt. It's felt. What's coming to my mind, Scorpio, is that there could be times where at night you might wake up thinking about it, or still being little suspicions about things that have not been addressed related to this incident in the past. If there's been distrust, it's just like it's not fully resolved and healed. But in this connection, Scorpio, I feel a sense of deep loyalty, and I feel a sense of really wanting to work through this. Okay, so with everything that's going on right now, how it stands with this Moon being here and it not being addressed, it's putting you all in a place where you're not exactly on the same page. It doesn't feel like you all are equally exchanging it. For example, what you give to the other person doesn't feel like they're able to really give that back to you, because something has not been cleared out. In the past, it's likely that this was upright, where you all liked the same things, you understood each other, may have been able to finish each other's sentences. There was deep trust and sense of connection here. But even though you all have transformed and moved forward. You let the past be the past. You probably had a day where you kind of spiritually burned all of the pain, away from the connection by words. That transformation happened, but it's not completely resolved. And so you all are moving forward, but there's a sense of absence. The two of you are different now moving forward. You're still together, but it does not feel like that same, we are on the same page, we love each other, I know you, you know me. There's a disconnection here. Then I confirmed more of this energy with the Page of Cups and with the Emperor. It reminds me of, with how this is going, the ability to have that light, easy, joyful, loving words and things like that is strained, is challenged this way. If you all are able to work this out by talking it through and clearing the air, some of this is on this other person. I'll get to them in a moment, but if they were willing to do the part of their own healing, there is potential for you all to restore, starting with loving words, a new plan that feels light, loving, and having faith. It's going to take some structure. It's going to take some honesty to move forward. These steel-toed boots represent, I've been in a battle, but I've earned my right to wear this red because I have faith and I understand God force. I understand that life moves on, and it moves on successfully based off of my commitment to it and my belief that things can get better. But there's something happening here that is not allowing that to exactly take place. And I think it has something to do with this other person for sure. The potential here, though, with everything that's going on, there is hard work. This is a block. It feels like a block where you're putting in a lot of hours at work, maybe getting the bag. For those of you who are in a connection, you're getting the bag, you're getting the money, and it's a really easy way to just kind of keep life going without addressing. So people are all earning money in this connection. If you all, I keep getting this vibe that I'm speaking to someone that might be in business with your person. You all are still earning together. You're still getting contracts together. You're still making your quotas together. So that's almost being used as the glue that keeps you all together, even though the love has changed drastically. So if you all keep on going just like this without addressing this, you're going to feel triggered. It's going to feel challenging. There may be sharp, unkind little words that happen, and you both will be financially successful independently, but there's still going to be this sense of separation. Beneath the deck is this hard feeling of burden, like this connection. It just feels hard. Like we are in this, we're loyal, we understand the business side of this, we understand that we came together because we wanted to help each other grow financially. We are about getting this paper. Like that's what this feels like. Or just raising our kids together. We plan to stay together so that our babies can see us together working through this. Whatever that mission was, that is really keeping you all together. But there's something about the open heart, the love, that is not exactly what it used to be, okay? So that is potentially what this could look like if these blocks are not resolved. Now I'm coming on over to you, Scorpio. When it comes to you, the first card that popped out related to the love block is friendship. And it says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. This connection feels very much anchored in friendship and in loyalty. And Scorpio, you are a loyal friend. If you get a Scorpio friend, you got a friend for life. Now, if you cut a Scorpio, all bets off. That stinger is going to come out. It's a wrap. Got it. But a Scorpio is a loyal friend. They'll speak for you in rooms that you're not in. A Scorpio is going to take the blows and just hold it and still try to serve. A Scorpio person in love is the kind of person where you could really piss them off in the daytime. It could be really bad, but they're still going to have dinner ready for you at night. Okay? That's a very loyal aspect of many Scorpios. So that friendship vibe is here, despite the change in temperature in this connection. Then there's an interesting card out here that I love. It says Mother, Father, God. There's something about faith that is you're sticking with, and determination. I'm going to wrap this all around to help you understand why this can be a block for you, though, in this love and in your connection. Empathy here, and it says, I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. And then signs and reminders. So on your end too, because of this friendship, because of your loyalty, there's something about this other person that you hold as a secret. It's deep to you, and you feel this deep obligation to stay loyal to this person despite all that has happened. And that is where your empathy is being activated. And I gotta be honest with you, Scorpio, I say this tenderly, and a lot of people struggle with this. Sometimes people will be hurt or broken by someone, but they feel that they are going to be favored by spirit, by God, by staying by that person's side. And I know that message is very interesting, but I do get the vibe that someone here has this belief or feeling that by just working it out and letting it be what it was, holding that pain, just taking that blow, still staying loyal, still helping out, still doing that part, that it makes them a good person. And sure, it can make us good people when we do that for other people, but it definitely disenfranchises the potential of our blessings and potential, because to serve in that way is not the same frequency of prosperity and abundance. It's not the same frequency, so it still has an impact on fortune when we are operating in that way. The overall block for you was the sword of dedication. When I got over to this tarot piece of this reading, you are determined to keep this relationship going. For those of you who are single, you've been heartbroken before, right? In the past, you've been heartbroken. You thought something was going to work out. Someone betrayed you. You didn't see it coming. So you started working on yourself. You started working on your businesses. You got back to work, and you're determined in that for the singles that I'm speaking to. And so when it comes to you, that sort of determination is also serving as a way to keep you distracted from the lessons that you've learned, your faith, and also how those things in the past is aimed to help you see life differently. Another reason why this potentially is a block for those of you who are single or you are in a relationship is because by going so strong and so hard into your life to just pretend like what has happened hasn't happened, or just saying, well, I'm just going to get back to work, I'm just going to get through this, without fully addressing it, that can create a sense of coldness. I love the Emperor. It's a powerful card, but the Emperor has to be stone about some things sometimes. And with the Hangman being here, that's kind of being turned upside down. So whatever happened in your experience, turned life upside down. You said, I'm going to take this energy, I'm going to make some money off of it somehow and keep moving forward. But it's almost like that heart got locked in an upside down space. I hope that makes sense. I asked God, angel, spirit guides, the past influence, and it was related to protecting your heart for you specifically. In the past, what has happened to you, again, in this connection or out of the connection in some other place in life, in love and business, someone was not being completely honest with you and clear. And you were in love with someone deeply, Scorpio. You know that this is here, you in the tarot. You could have been dealing with someone who was an air sign. And it was something about that love that was so thick and so real until you weren't able to have clarity about what was really happening with this person. You probably felt like you weren't able to truly hear your intuition. And now that you're out of it, you're like, I'm never going to let that happen again. With the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is popping up also in a position that says that if you are not able to heal this block, even though you know you are money bags over there doing your thing, you got back to work, you got back on your grind, it's something about moving forward in your life in this way that potentially can keep you in a cycle that can lead to heartbreak again. There's something about spirit wanting you to pause and really address what is motivating you to feel like you have to be loyal to folks that possibly are not loyal to you, or have to be loyal to folks to be a good person and be a good person in the sight of God. You know, and being a good person means being hit, taking blows, carrying burden, being heartbroken, overworking. Is that really what it means to be someone who is blessed by taking that. It feels like that's a vibe that's serving as a block with you. You're like, this is what I do to show someone I'm riding for them. But it's adversely impacting you. And I don't know if you see it, Scorpio, for those of you who are going through this, but it's actually having an effect on prosperity, because we, as humans, this is just my belief, you don't have to subscribe to this, but we give from a overflowing cup, okay? So that means that you got to be healthy and well. And the way that you can get your cup full is by being around people who actually love you and want to see you well, and you pour into them, they actually pour into you. But something in this connection, that's not happening because it's a reverse. So when we start to give to other people, it's because we actually have it to give. Something's happening, Scorpio, where you're willing to give, and you're not even completely full or whole, and you're programmed to think that that's what makes you a good person. But it's, again, it's ruining your prosperity, your potential. I asked God, angel, spirit guides, what could happen if you were able to confront this block, heal the block. And you popped out here, balanced, whole, waking up to your calling, your purpose. And here we go. This is not surprising. The 10 of Pentacles. So by healing this block and really addressing what's got you riding so hard, you know, this is the sort of dedication, baby. I don't care what you say, I don't care what you're looking at, I'm gone. But to slow down, pause for a second, you will become very clear about what is here for you to have, to do, so that you can have an unlimited well of prosperity and abundance. So you can have the family, that you can have the home, healthy, beautiful babies, smiling, doing that, whatever it is that is your dream, that feels like the ultimate dream of security and stability. It could just be working for yourself, having your own business, your friendships intact, travel, whatever it is for you. The 10 of Pentacles is a sign that it's here for you to have, but there's an awakening that has to happen. Okay, now we're going over to your person, Scorpio. For those of you who are dealing with someone, if you're not dealing with anyone, then it was good seeing you. You might not find any relevance, you know, going into this next bit. Hey, and hopefully I get to see you next week if you're bouncing out at this time, okay? For those of you who are staying on with me, the person that you're dealing with or who is on your mind and your heart, their biggest block is denial. And it says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. They are not there yet. They're just in their denial. The hope is that they get to a place where they can replace it with insight of awareness, but they're not quite there. And I'll tell you why that is in just a moment. Learning and experience is the block. They are having a hard time similar to you, and it's no coincidence. We literally attract fragments of ourselves and other people. We love that part, and sometimes we hate to know that that's the truth. So they're also in a process of learning and trying to take in these experiences as learning experiences, but that denial is getting in the way of them using these opportunities of what has happened in this connection, what has gone bad, what didn't work out, and they're having a hard time using it as lessons to move forward. They're kind of closed off to that. Balance is another thing that could support them, but they're in balance right now because of that denial. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. There's an imbalance with this person right now. So I asked God, angel, spirit guides, for tarot, what is the ultimate block? What is this thing? And the star card popped out here. So you know the star card is 8, a power driven card. It's all about finances, success, you know. It comes out after the tower, so everything has fallen, but I'm rebuilding myself, being true and authentic to myself. There's nothing to hide here, so therefore I can build my life truly and authentically based on what's good for me. There's no tower built off of nonsense. This person's not there. And I asked God, angel, spirit guides about what is, you know, keeping this person from having that ability to be refreshed and renewed, to heal something in this connection or in their personal life. And it's related to, it feels like a sense of failed hope, failed dream, but it also feels like an inability, just a strong, arrogant inability to confront their denial, their part in a matter. It's like this person has a deep challenge with accountability. And I asked God, angel, spirit guides, okay, so why is there an accountability issue? Sometimes in this placement, childhood stuff will come up. But with this person, it feels like there's something about if they took time to acknowledge their part in a harm that has happened or in a bad decision that's happened, because you know this is kind of like that judgment card, but it's justice, right? It's like, you know, given, you know, you put out what you get back what you put out. This person feels like if they really sat with what they've done, with who they've done it to, the decisions and the choices that they've made, it's going to ruin their money. It's going to have an impact on their connection with people around them. They're going to feel a sense of rejection. This person is very afraid of what life might look like if they really become sober to the truth and own their part. They're just scared. They're just afraid of loss being associated to that or with that. So with how that person is operating right now, they're showing up, you guessed it, in the Knight of Swords. They're strong in that. They're living their life. They're waking up in the morning, getting through their day, rinse and repeat. They're not spending time addressing this. They're just really focused on something else and using that to ignore the fact that Spirit is calling them to address their accountability, because we know that that's where your true power is. When you say, okay, I made this mistake, I could have chose better, or I wish I would have done this better. When you really get sober to that, your life really does change, but they're not there. So they're just going to still be in flight, moving in the direction of wherever they're going with all of this hurt and pain. If they decided to address this hurt and pain, if they had decided to address this block, the first card is the 8 of Cups that popped out, another 8. So this person has the potential to have a lot of power activated for them, okay? They'd walk away and really explore themselves. They'd really take time to explore what self-satisfaction looks like, what abundance looks like. Something with this person, they really feel fear about what life might look like if they really went after their own hopes, dreams, and goals, okay? They begin to actually work on that. So you have some mirroring here. You have the 8 of Pentacles and the connection. They have another 8 of Pentacles. This person has a lot of potential, whoever this is. But they'd get on it. They start working hard on what it is that they need to do, right? And they'd work healthy. They'd work hard in a healthier way, and it would help them let go of their fear. It would help them let go of their attachments to things that really do not serve them, and then they begin to see the potential outcomes that are actually soul fulfilling, that are actually good for them, but they're not quite there yet. Scorpio, I'm going to get some final archangel messages out here for you, for whoever might need it. Love is an interesting journey and experience, and if you are dealing with someone right now, I stand with you. Miracles happen every day, so I believe that whatever it is that you really want, with clear action, you can have it. So I stand with you. God, angel, spirit guides, final messages for Scorpio to wrap this message up. What do you want Scorpio to know? Anything else? Okay. All right. Okay. The first card out, it's a prayer. It says, you created the situation and you have the power to change it. Now I'm going to read the prayer because I don't know if you can read these cute little baby words here. It says, thank you for letting me lean on your strength and for reminding me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. Then there's innocence out here, okay? The prayer for this innocence card, Scorpio, it says, dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. That is so beautiful and powerful. Everyone starts at a place of innocence and start to build their fences, their guards, their boundaries around that. People are trying to protect themselves, and I feel like that's what's happening with you. You just want to not be hurt again. Be assertive, the final card that popped out here. For those of you where you are dealing with someone and it's time to have a conversation, you get to be assertive. about what it is that you need to feel healthy, safe, secure in this connection, to really feel like you can move forward. If I'm talking to a lovely cross watcher, same thing. It's time to address the truth about what it is that you need, your part, their part in this, so that you all can heal and move forward. That is what I have for you, my lovely Scorpio. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.